For this project, we will be making candy realism drawings. One of my favorite candy artists is British painter Sarah Graham, who specializes in photorealism. Sarah Graham creates bright and colorful paintings of food and candy sweets. She often chooses small sections of close-ups of her candy, blurring some of her backgrounds. She tries to capture all the crinkles, creases, and reflections in the wrappers. Adding all these details and textures to her paintings also makes them more realistic. They could be described as hyper-realistic. If you look very carefully at Sarah's work, you will notice a huge range of tones. There are a lot of very dark and very light, almost white colors. The use of tints and shades in her work makes them seem more realistic. If you look closely within each candy piece, you will see how she uses analogous colors too. Analogous colors lie next to each other on the color wheel and make for interesting blended areas. Sarah's work is often painted in large scale using oil paint. Oil paint helps make her beautiful paintings have a rich, deep, and vivid finish. Let's get started and make our own candy realism using colored pencils. Materials needed for this project are drawing paper, pencil and eraser, ruler, scissors, colored pencils, and a colored image of a close-up candy or groups of candy. Pick one of the candy cards and make sure to mark down the number from the back onto your drawing paper. This is so you will not forget which picture you chose. These pictures have a grid on them already and are laminated for protection. Let's begin by using our ruler to measure our grid onto our drawing paper. Make sure to line up the end of your paper with the first line mark on the ruler. This marks the 0. We're going to start and mark at the 3-inch mark. Then mark again at 6 inches. Without rotating your ruler, mark the top of your paper again at the 3 and 6 inch place. Line up the marked ticks and lightly draw your line. I always say try to draw it as light as a feather, just grazing the paper so as to not leave a dark mark. Line up the other marks on the top and bottom and draw another light line. Now let's cut along the 6-inch line. Rotate your paper, measure your 3-inch and 6-inch marks on this side of the paper too. You're going to do this on the bottom and the top, making sure to draw lightly when you line up your marked ticks. We will cut away the excess paper at the 6-inch line here as well. Now we draw our candy. Each grid square corresponds to a square on your paper. When drawing, you are matching the image into the square and you draw everything you see. On a separate sheet of paper, plan out your mixed colors. Using a range of analogous colors for each candy, we can layer our colored pencils to find the right color match. I use white to help with blending and for highlights. I place my picture close to my mixed colors to see how close I am getting. You will need to show your work and process for color mixing, so make sure to have your color mix sheets with you while you work. Don't forget to erase your grid before starting to color. Oops, I made that mistake and caught it just in time. If you draw them light, they will erase beautifully and leave no trace. Continue layering your colors to find the right match. Follow this process throughout your candy drawing, testing on your color match sheet as you go. Here are some amazing student examples. You can also try something more challenging with larger amounts of candy and more squares. Here I have a 3x3, a 4x4, and a 5x7 gridded candy sheet. Here is my own example of a 5x7 drawing completed. Okay, now it's your turn. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have fun making your own candy realism drawings.